everyone, this is Qiuvox. I hope you having a very good day and beautiful day, and welcome to the video. In this video the content is all about as you can see from the title and the thumbnail of the video, it is gonna be a PvE DPS build for Magicka Necromancer in the Waking Flame patch and possibly the future, unless there's some little changes, etc. as well. So we are gonna start very basic stuff first of all, and let's go into the character and see some stuff right here, like attributes, Mundus, the food, etc. Well, we put into Magicka 64 of them, and then we can get some high Magicka pool for the damage output. And our Mundus is the shadow to get a 17% crit damage and also the healing, but the healing doesn't really matter in this case because we are gonna play in a trials or dungeons with the proper healers, etc. And the food is ghastly. That, as you can see, it gives us maximum magic and Magicka recovery. I'm gonna show you just right here. Ghastly eyeball 4.5k, max magic and magic recovery 459 for 2.5 hours. And also the portion is that I just have the thing, but the bad one I have right now, but it is just a spell damage, spell crit, max magic and magic recovery. And as far as I can say, those are the stats. They are all unbuffed. 35k maximum magic, 19.7k maximum health, 1.2k mag recovery, unbuffed of course, 3.2k spell damage, nearly 5.5k spell penetration and 51% spell crit. And they are quite fine. They are quite alright. So about the gear that I'm gonna use for the sake of the video. They are very accessible as far as I can say, and there is no rock grove set as well, so just so you know, there is no bossy or crazy damage output stuff, but of course, well, I'll also do stuff about it as well in the future. So let's just go. The first thing that we do have, Siroria Inferno Staff. Either you can get it from normal cloud rest or the veteran cloud rest. In a perfected version of it, we are missing a 5th piece of the item that also gives us a maximum magic. So the front bar Inferno Staff is a precise to get more crit, and it is enhanced with a shock glyph enchantment on it. So on the 2 piece it gives us spell damage, and on the 3rd one it gives us 5% more damage output to dungeon, trial and arena monsters. On the 4th one we get a 1k maximum Magicka, and dealing direct damage with a single target attack creates a ring of fire beneath us for 10 seconds, and this will proc every 10 seconds though. Standing in the ring basically gives us a stack of Siroria boon for 5 seconds. Each stack increases our spell damage by 52, and this is going up to 10 times, so we are gonna get 520 spell damage. Oopsie, sorry. So that's the first thing that we are going to do as a set wise. Siroria is very much good, and there's of course some alternates and all for that, but in this video I like to show you the Siroria, and the rest of the Siroria is in the Jewelry. All of them is a Bloodthirsty. First of all, gives us more weapon and spell damage when the enemy that we are hitting is below 90% health and up to 80 spell damage basically. So less health the enemy have, the more spell damage that we are gonna get for our skills. So there's like a 1000 spell damage on top at maximum, kind of. So you can think like that. So as I said, they are bloodthirsty, and 3 of them is enhanced with 174 spell damage glyph. So we can get like more spell damage for the character, and we are gonna deal huge amount of damage output and the DPS. That being said, I still like to use undaunted passives. That's why I have 1 medium and 1 heavy. But you can go either 7 light or 1 medium, 6 light as well. It is also possible, and they are still quite alright. There's like not really no damage difference when you look at it like that. So helmet and shoulder is Zaan that you get from scale color pick, as far as I know. You get spell crit on the first one, and on the second one, when you do a light or heavy attack, you have 33% chance to create a beam of fire that connects you to the enemy as long as you stay in 8 meters of range. And it hits 1.3k flame damage every 1 second to the enemy for 6 seconds, and every second its damage increased by 100%, and this will proc every 18 seconds, and it will scale off our spell damage. So helmet and shoulder is Zaan, as you see, and the other pieces, chest, waist, hand, leg, and the feet, is also there, all divines, okay, and it is a Mother's Sorrow. On the 2 piece we get max magic, on the 3 piece 600 for a nice spell crit, on the 4th one is the same, and on the 5th one we get 1510 spell crit, which increase our spell critical rating, which is quite cool. This is yeah, Mother Sorrow is just a must-have set, I guess. All of them is enhanced with maximum magic, and all of them is divines to get the most out of the Mundus stone that we are using, which is a shadow. So that's why they are all divines, and this is quite cool. And about the skills, on the front bar we do have a Mystic Siphon. You can use also the other morph as well, Detonating Siphon or something that deals poison or disease damage, as far as I remember. That's also doable. Both morphs are just fine. Maybe the other one deals a little bit higher, but I just like to keep things simple, you know. They both works. There's not much really huge damage difference. So I'm just going off with magic damage, which is a shock. So it hits 17.5k shock damage over 12 seconds to all enemies around the corpse and between me and the corpse as well. And it will scale off with the highest offensive stat, which is a Magicka. And we also restore 1.3k magic over 12 seconds while siphoning the corpse. And when we slot, our damage done is increased by 3%. So I just like to show you the animation very quick. Let's go to the dummy. We just put that on, and Siphon is alive right now. You can see the blue beam is going out of the skeleton. So when you see a corpse or something, so when you put this on, it is gonna deal damage around it, and also between the beam as well. As you can see, if I put the beam just right over here, it is also gonna deal the damage as well, like this. And the second skill is from Mage's Guild. It is obvious. It is Inner Light. It gives us max magic and spell crit rating 2.6k. This is huge. And the third one is the Necrotic Potency. gives us 6 ultimate and healing kind of 1k health every 1 second for 2 seconds per additional corpse. And this will scale of maximum health. While slotted, our damage taken is reduced by 3% as well. So when I put this on, you see I have 427 ultimate, but if I put the necromancer potency, we get ultimate and it goes to 443. So we can basically siphon the corpses like doing so, and we are gonna get ultimate for it. And this is like good, you know, this is good to have, especially in a mob fights. So if I put this on like that, you can see I also can get the ultimate from it and also from that corpse as well. Or if you have the ghost, healing ghost, and yeah, that's also doable too. And the fourth one is the sulking blast bone. It is considering as AoE damage, in case you don't know. You put this on and after 2.5 seconds it is gonna hit to the enemy and deals kinda 14k flame damage to all nearby enemies in a 6-meter radius. And every second the skeleton spends chasing its target, it increases the damage of the explosion by 10% up to maximum of 50% more damage. And it will also create a corpse on that. So if I, like, how to say, I'm near it, I'm just gonna hit to it, and 12.2k, well, I need to crit so I can see. Yeah, 21k basically, but if I go far and do the same, it is gonna hit more than 21k. Yeah, 21.7. So if I go more further, it's gonna be hit a little bit more hard, etc. And it creates a corpse on that, so either I can get the ulti from it or siphon it and deal the damage. And the last one is the spammable. Our spammable is the ricochet skull. It lobs an explosive skull at the enemy, dealing 8k flame damage. And every third cast of this ability deals 20% increased damage and will bounce up to 2 times to other nearby enemies as well if we have any. So this looks like it. The first right hand and the left hand, and now it is gonna hit with the both hands, and it is gonna hit just more damage basically. So you do it, yeah, you see, boom, 12k, and then when it crits on the third one, it is gonna hit like 15k, as you can see. Also, we do have Stroria right now, but yeah, you get the point. And on the front bar, this is Glacial Colossus. It hits 11k frost damage with each smash for 3 seconds. And the final smash stuns all enemies hit for 4 seconds as well. So this is also good for PvP too. Dealing damage applies major vulnerability to any enemy hit for 12 seconds, increasing their damage taken by 10%. And it costs 225 ultimate, and it has a range of 8 meters. So if I go the camera far away and put this on like this, it is gonna spam behind and then hit to the enemy. So when I hit this, actually it is gonna hit harder. As you see, damage is increased and it is lowered up right now because major vulnerability, 10% damage is gone. And this buff is for everyone as well. And on the back bar we have one of the buffs that we need to keep it up the whole time is a Skeletal Arcanist. It hits every 2 seconds and dealing 3000 shock damage to them and all other nearby enemies nearby. And it also creates a corpse on that, so we can either, as I said, siphon the corpse or get an ulti from it. And the duration is 16 seconds, and which is cool. And the second one on the back bar is an unstable wall of fire. As you know, I may forgot to mention that we are using Milestone Perfected Inferno stuff infused with a Berserker glyph on it. So when when we hit, light and heavy attacks deals more damage if they are standing in the elemental blockade, and we get more spell penetration basically. And this also hits flame damage, and then burning enemies take 20% more damage from this ability. And when the effect ends, the barrier explodes, dealing 7000 flame damage. So when I put this on, basically after a couple of seconds it is gonna just blow up, poof poof poof, 3 times. Come on. And you see 6k non-crit damage. And the third skill is Mystic Orb from Undaunted. It is gonna stay up for 10 seconds and deals 1.6k magic damage every second. And if there's someone, they can use the synergy and deal 9000 magic damage to all nearby enemies in a 8 meter. And also they restore 4000 magic or stamina depending on their class. If they are magic DD, they are gonna get magic. If they are stam BD, they are gonna get stamina, 4k stamina from that thing. And the fourth skill is Unnerving Boneyard. It has a duration of 10 seconds, 6 meters of the range, as I put this on like this, to be honest. So you can see the graveyard right here. And it deals 13k frost damage over 10 seconds and applying major breach to the enemies, reducing their physical and spell resistance by 6k. So you can see the debuff right now on the enemy, and it also deals damage to it as well. And if it consumes a corpse on cast, and it will deal 50% more damage. So if I put this on and we get a corpse and I put this on, it's gonna deal more damage, 50% more. And last but not least, if there's someone in the AoE, they can use the synergy, deal 13k frost damage to the enemies in the area and healing for the damage done. This is quite cool. So yeah, there's also another morph of the Boneyard that you can use your own synergy for the DPS test. Just in case, keep it in mind if you are gonna do a DPS test with that. And then you need the other morph of the Boneyard. And the last skill is the Barbatrap from the Fighters Guild. When you put this on, it is gonna stay in the place for 15 seconds, and when it is triggered, it will deal 3k bleed damage and additional 9000 bleed damage over 16 seconds. And it will give us minor force, increasing our crit damage by 10% for the duration, which is the duration of the skill. And when you put this on to the enemy, they are gonna get stunned, the small ads actually. And you see we get a buff right now, which is counted as minor force right here. Increase our damage done by crit damage done by 10%. So this is the trap. And the last skill is the Fury Rage from the Distraction Staff. I think this is the best ultimate in the game, you know. It costs 250 ultimate, and create a cataclysmic storm at the target location that builds for 2 seconds, then lays waste to all enemies in the area, dealing 10,000 flame damage every 1 second for 7 seconds. This is huge. Well, I can't show you, but probably you know how does it look. You just have destruction ulti and that. Yeah, but most of the time you are gonna use the Glacial Colossus, so I just put this on there in case, you know, on the execute phases, most of the time you are just gonna drop the Destruction Staff, other than Glacial Colossus. So maybe there's another Necro that put the Colossus and the bosses in execute range, and instead of waiting 10 seconds and putting the Colossus up, because the boss is gonna die anyways. You just put the destruction stuff on the back bar, the Inferno, and then you just gonna nuke this off. And now going into the champion points, we are gonna start with the green. The green is very simple, like just put the rationer to get more food and drink time. Liquid efficiency, the important ones, just reduce the fall damage here, get a soul reservoir, and get steadfast enhancement and steed blessing, out of combat speed. It will be useful in Helra or some trials, and professional upkeep. And the red one is I don't know where to start. This is very complicated, like, because I do have 1.5k ish champion points, but the important ones are like 30 into savage defense to reduce the cost of bash, reduce the cost of block. Right here, tireless guardian fortification, increase the amount of damage I can block by 4% in total, that you don't need to assign those. And I put 4 into it, so the next one is for me is bashing brutality to get it. And when you go into the walking fortress, increase our movement speed while blocking by 6%. And the next one is a wind chaser. When we go into it, we are gonna get hasty, increase our movement speed while sprinting by 4% again. And here we have a sprinter, reduce the cost of sprint as well. And the next one is here, 560 maximum health, hero's vigor. And going to up, we put 50 shield master, but we are not gonna assign this, okay? It is just to unlock, so you can put 10 if you don't have much CP like me, and unlock the bastion. Because when you unlock bastion, you kinda getting damage as well, you know, increase the effectiveness of your damage shields and damage against shielded enemies by 15%. So this is the first thing that we are gonna assign in the red CP, so we get more damage to the shielded people, like in Vmol first boss, for example. And going survivor spite, we have 50 to mystic tenacity, reduce the duration of elemental effects by 25% on us. And checking the tumbling here, reduce the cost of roll dodge by 240, which is quite cool. And defiance, reduce the cost of break free by 220 as well, that you don't have to assign. And the next one is the boundless vitality. We get 1400 maximum health, and this is the second thing that we are gonna assign. And the third one is fortified. We get 1731 armor. And the last one is the rejuvenation. Although this is nerfed, okay, there's an unnerfed version of it, sustained by suffering, but it will only works if you have a negative effect. If not, then you don't have it. So this is PvP thing. But in here, rejuvenation, it gives us 90 health, magic, and stam recovery, no matter what, and you need it. So this is the red CP. And the last thing on the blue one, starting from the left, we have mastered creation, 20 into blessed, so we get 2% healing done. And the next one is we get 520 maximum magic from Eldritch Insight, and 320 crit chance from precision right here. And tireless discipline, 520 max stamina again. And going into staving that, we have quick recovery, increase our healing taken by 2%, reduce the damage from magical attacks by 2%, and reduce our damage taken by 10% from the NPCs, like in trials, PvE. And 20 into hardy, it reduces our physical poison, disease, and bleed damage taken, and it gives us 2% damage reduction. And the next one that we are gonna go in is extended might. When we go in, we put 20 into piercing and get 700 offensive penetration for it. And toward the left, we get Flawless Ritual. It increases our magic status effects applyment chance by 60% by putting 40 into it. And the next one is War Mage. It gives us 100 weapon and spell damage to our magical attacks like magic, flame, frost and shock damages. And if you have more CP, of course you can go toward the right. You just put 40 into here and 30 into here, but they are useless unless you are using poison or disease enchantment on your weapon. And the first CP that we are gonna assign is Fighting Finesse. Increase our crit damage and crit healing done by 10%. So you need a crit damage and of course crit healing too in some cases if you are running portals in the trial, etc. and you need to heal yourself with the ghost, for example. Then yeah, Fighting Finesse is a way to go, and although there is nothing good apart from it, so no matter what you are gonna get Fighting Finesse to get the crit damage 10% anyways. And of course it will stack with the trap piece and everything, you know, this is just additionally adding the crit damage to you. And the next one is increase our crit damage done by 15% while we are flanking the enemy. I'm gonna say it again, the flanking is considering either hitting to the enemy from the side or from the behind, you know, just you can imagine not front but everywhere else. So this will work that way, the backstabber, and this is a 15% crit damage. This is quite cool to have. So this is the second one that we need to assign. And the third one is the Master at Arms. Increase our damage done with direct damage attacks by 10%. And we are gonna assign that one too as well. And the last one is the Biting Aura. It increases our damage done of AoE attacks by 10%. Either you can use the Biting Aura, alright, or you can use Deadly Aim and increase your single target attacks. I don't see much difference. The reason why I use the Biting Aura because of the Kamikaze guy just right over here, stalking Blast Bones, because it is considering as an AoE. As you see, it has a 6 meter radius, and that's the reason why I put this Biting Aura into the character. So well, what about the rotation? Rotation is very simple, to be honest. Okay, and all you need to do is keep up the buffs the whole time and do as like every other class that doing the DPS rotation. This is very simple, okay? And what is that, what I mean by saying it? Yeah, what I mean by saying like every other class. I'm actually planning to make a video about how to make your own build for everywhere, for PvE and then PvP. Of course they will be, I will separate the videos by two for PvE wise and for the PvP wise as well. But yeah, the rotation is as the same as it is before and as it is usual on the any class, basically. Keeping up the buffs, okay? And doing the rotation on the front and going back. There's a dynamic and static rotation, but I will show you just one of it. This is the easiest one. So before you just engage into the fight, put the Arcanist on, okay? And after when you are about to start, put the Trap Beast, Blockade, Boneyard and the Mystic. And then this is the important point right here. When you come to the front bar, okay, you are gonna use 5 skills, 5 times skills, no matter what you use, yeah, because this is gonna be how to say, you are gonna do some skills in between, okay, that's why I say. So when you come to the front bar, you just put the Blast Bone, Okay, 1 researches skill, 2 and 3. Okay, and this is in total 4 skills. And then again light attack, blast bone. Okay, you go back to the bar, and when you are at the back bar, put the skills whichever is run out. So but do put 3 skills only. On the front you're gonna put 5, and on the back you are gonna put 3 skills every time you switch bar. And so if I do this on like this here right now, okay, you come into the front, blast one, 1, 2, 3, blast one again, and now siphon, and this and the trap piece, we go back, 1, 2, 3, 4, last one is down, and then you go back, 1, 2, and then to 3, you come to the front, this skeleton again, and 1, and 2, okay, and at this point, you can put the ulti, yeah, and skip 1 skill, basically. So what we do? We do this, okay, 1, 2, and let's say we have an ulti. If we have an ulti right now, you are gonna put this on and count this as 1 skill, and then this one, and you go back to the back bar basically and do the rotation as usual. So you come on front, you put this skeleton blast bone and 1, for example, and then 2, and let's say your mystic siphon is run out, so you are gonna put the mystic siphon, yeah, and count it as you use a skull, but you are not gonna use it, the third one, you are not gonna use the third skull, and instead you put this blast bone back again, go back and put your skills, etc. Okay, this is it, like 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, go back, blockade, this, and then this, for example, you come to the back, front bar, blast bone, research school 1, 2, and 3 times, and then this one again. Of course I'm doing it slow, but this is the idea. If you do it fast, and you're not gonna run out anything, so I will show you one time fast so you can see how it is actually working. Let me get some magic. Alright, so this is the rotation, okay, this, and this, of course, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go back, 1, 2, and 3, and this, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, go back, you know, 1, 2, and then 3 this time with the trap. You come front, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can consider this as well. So this is it, this is the rotation from 100% to simply the 0%. You are just gonna do it the whole time, okay, and you are not gonna change it. Like if you are gonna put the ulti or that siphon thing, yeah, just do 1 less skill basically. And this is the very much the rotation of it. Like put the ulti, and let's say you just already put the blast one, okay, you put the blast one and 1, 2, so this is 3 skill in total, and you put the ulti and this is 4 skill, okay, and now you put the blast one and this is 5th skill. So you are just only allowed to use 5 times a skill on the front bar. So this is it, okay, do not get wrong about this, otherwise the skills that you have on the back bar is gonna run out and you won't be able to do it. The skill that you are gonna do is gonna be run out and all, etc. Yeah, on the back bar you may say like which skills that I need to put, because Qiuvox, you're switching the skills the whole time, you know. You start and put the every AoE first, and then you do the front bar blah blah, and when you come back, let's say your blockade, your boneyard and the trap beast is run out, and but still you have this guy on, yeah, you're just not gonna put this, you're gonna put the blockade and boneyard and then the trap and come back. So you put the 5 skill, and the next time you're gonna come back, you put this, okay, the skeletal arcanist, you put this, you put the blockade, yeah, and then the mystic orb, for example, this time, and you put the 5 skill on the front bar again, plus one and the school, etc., or ultimate, whatever, and you come back. Since you put this on just new, yeah, you're not gonna put the arcanist again, you're gonna put the blockade, you're gonna put the boneyard, and you're gonna put the trap beast. Simply. It is harder to explain like this, but yeah, you are allowed to use 3 skills on the back and 5 skills on front bar, so you can get the most out of the damage. And this is the same from 100% to 0%, because the Necromancer has no execution skill like a Magicka Templar or other classes does. Some other classes does, not all, but yeah. So that's the rotation, and I'm trying to remember if I skip anything. Like, I'm not vampire, in case you don't know. I'm not vampire, and I put every necessary passives like undaunted, high health, alchemy, medicinal use, fighter's guild, soul, magic, light armor, destruction staff, living death, bone tyrant, and the grave lord. Yeah, like the necessary things that you put. But also after 25% or 20%, it of course depends on the trial you're doing, but if you are in the Kain's Aegis, you know, you still like to keep the Colossus up, basically, on the execute even. But in the Vimol, for instance, the boss is in execute range, and then you just put the Destroy ultimate, alright? Do not put the Colossus, because someone will do, but if someone doesn't do it, and then you are gonna put the Colossus, of course. But yeah, communication with your guild at this point. I don't know if they call your Colossus and then you are gonna put your Colossus. Anyways, and this is it. Yeah, Siroria may be hard to run in the trials, you know, but it is not that impossible to do it. And yeah, you see, you just need to stand inside of it. If not, 3, 2, 1, and then you're gonna lose the buff, and then you're gonna get back into it. And as you know, it will only proc every 10 seconds, and it will create a ring every 10 seconds. For some reason I don't see the buff right now. I don't know why, but it is kind of bugged or something. But yeah, that's the rotation. I hope you guys enjoy the video, and check out the description down below. We have a Discord server, merchandise shop if you're interested, and membership for the YouTube channel as well. So I will use all the money to get better equipment for the channel and improve the content quality that I'm actually doing in the YouTube, and increase the quality of it. And I hope you subscribe and enjoy the video as well, and give thumbs up, and see you guys on the next video. Share with your friends and enjoy your day. Bye bye.